there's no getting down to the bottom of the conspiracy. It's a rabbit hole. It would be nothing other than divine intervention. Hello. Welcome back to X-Files with Amethyst Rose. I am your host, Amethyst Rose. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started. And this isn't going to be a typical episode, okay? This episode will be a little different. So I hope that you all enjoy it. We're going to just call this an ancestral message, okay? As you can see, I am dressed formal for this episode, okay? So our guest today is Devante Lamar, okay, better known as Rich Homie Quan. All right, so the reason why I'm saying this isn't a typical episode, because it isn't. Generally, X-Files is about trying to figure out the unknown factors. What happened? Is foul play? Was it foul play? Was it this? Was it that? But we're not doing that today. We are not doing that today. And that's why it's called the ancestral message. So this will be a channeled ancestral message, okay? I've been receiving several downloads, okay, since the passing of Quan on September 5th, okay? Today is September the 11th. Let's see what time it is. 10:54 a.m. All right, so I've been receiving several downloads, okay, several messages, okay, ancestral messages. You could call it different things. A lot of people don't, if you're not a very spiritual person, it may not feel the same for you as it would for another person who believes in channel messages and spirituality and things like that. But it may. But I've received quite a few confirmations and thoughts, and along with my own initial intuitive thoughts, I've just been receiving confirmations on the messages, okay? So anyway, we are going to, if anything, beyond what the messages I have received, basically what I am led and guided to deliver today in this episode. These messages are meant to bring peace, okay? There's a lot going on, a lot floating around, okay? And I just see it in passing. Like, if you could just, pass on the web, a lot of different things. And I haven't been clicking it open. I just see for the title, this is like a big time. So this is, if this is what you do, is, if you're bloggers, if you're this, if you're that, or if you're just showing love, like, this is the time to do it. His name is going to be everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay. So even if you're like messy with it, this is also, it's one of those times. I feel like the passing of Rich Homie Quan on so many levels lets us know, if you didn't know who he was, like, if you're not from the South, okay? I'm from the South, okay? I'm from the dirty South. So I know exactly who he is, and we're in the same era. So I'm one of the ones that when it comes on, like, we going crazy, okay? 10 years ago, okay? And even beyond that, I'm just saying, like, he was, if you weren't listening to him 10 years ago, who were you listening to? Beyond the big, super huge, I'm talking about, like, for him not to be names that have been around 20 years And you know what I mean. Like, you know, let's just say other legends. He was someone who sat alongside the legends 10 years ago. Okay. If you know, you know. Okay. So anyway, when it comes down to his passing, whether you knew who he was or not, like you are learning who he was. Okay. With Quan. Okay. A lot of these messages and a lot of what is coming out right now, and why I am here, why I am dressed formal. Okay. I haven't had on this headpiece or this brooch since my grandmother's passing. Okay. It's the significance behind it. Everything was intentional. Like, even when I picked this out, it meant a lot to me. You know, when I picked it out just for her. And it just sits, you know, in my sacred place where I honor her, you know. And coming here today to give this message, I put it on for Quan. Okay. So just know, okay, the message today, I'm summoned here today to give a message, to bring maybe some calmness to those with open ears, understanding, peace, you know, for those who are wanted. Now, if the drama is what's fueling, then yes, but all of the conspiracies are starting. There's conspiracies, the rumors, the this, the that, cover up, set up, all of that type of drama is going on right now. But like I said, that is how people eat, then that's how they eat. Okay, so I'm just more so here, you know, to give and bring forth a message from the ancestors. Okay. Quan was meant to pass away. Okay, he was meant to pass away when he passed away. Quan's passing and the things that may come up or might be made conspiracies or plots or cover-ups or setups or this or that, or what all the different things. What the ancestors are saying is, no matter what all, because at the end of the day, what I'm getting is there's no getting down to the bottom of the conspiracy. Okay, it's a rabbit hole. It would be nothing other than divine intervention. Okay. Quan's passing was divine intervention. Okay. It was orchestrated by higher power. Okay. As the rain picks up outside, maybe you hear it, but it was orchestrated by divine intervention. It was divine intervention. So no matter what the conspiracy can be, or could be, or the setup, or the alleged this or that, you know, he would still be alive if he was meant to. Okay. It was a lot of things coming up, okay, in the future. And Quan was in a place where Quan was, let me just say, prayerful. Okay. So Quan got what Quan asked for. Okay. So that is what his grace and his favor allowed. Okay. And I know you're like, what? That's crazy. Why would somebody that he didn't ask to die, Amethyst? No. He didn't ask to die. Like of course he didn't use those words, you know. But he wanted to be freed. All right. He wanted to be freed. He was shackled in a sense. Okay. You know, we are souls. Okay. We are souls. We are just having human experiences, if you believe it. Okay, so he was bound by his human vessel. His human vessel liked enjoying pills from time to time, or substances, or this or that, or whatever the case. Okay, so in parts of his past, we're starting to, he was just in a place where he couldn't escape. Okay, it was getting to a point in his life where he couldn't escape what was coming up in the future. But he did have something that he liked to do for leisure. Okay, now he could have passed away any other way. Okay, and it could have been more tragic, more heartbreaking. And this one hurt now. This one hurt. This one really did hurt. I felt this one because Quan was a good guy. No matter what you will read, I don't care how many women came forward. It's Quan, okay? He wasn't just saying, rich homie, baby. He wasn't just saying that like it wasn't people like lining up now. You gotta know what you're getting into. Okay, with all respect to the long-term girlfriend. Okay, but you have to pay attention to the details here. Okay, it's not, if anything, the people who would come, who are, the pictures are floating and and they're, he meant so much to me and he's taking selfies with, there's no telling how many. You got to realize, Quan had the personality of a person who, I feel like he never met a stranger. Like he was just like one of those people, like very down to earth. No matter, that's why you wouldn't know how big he got. Okay, like it hit so different, years ago. Like when he said, I made $1 million, I ain't sell my soul. You know what I'm saying? It really makes a difference because he really is bigger than he portrays. Okay, but it was some things coming up. Okay, and beyond the BS, the petty BS that people who live in the limelight and they reach a certain celebrity status have coming up against them every day, we're talking about somebody who still maintain a good reputation throughout their life. So listen, the divine intervention is knowing what's coming next and knowing what's coming up. And before things get nasty and things get really ugly, before the ancestor said, not our baby, okay? Before things got really bad, okay, and things started creeping back up, the ancestors used a tool. Okay, because eventually, certain things catch up with you. Just like in his sense, we can look at it as, oh, he overdosed, It was it catching up with him. But again, he wasn't new to this, and if it was meant for him to survive, he would have. But before he ended up brain dead or like a permanent handicap where he has to be taken care of for the rest of his life and just to survive, no. So whenever he was choking or whatever was going on, if that was the case, once it got to a point where it was no resuscitation in enough time, there's no need for us to try to keep no. Okay, so if you believe that everything happens for a reason, then you would believe that. Okay, I've read somewhere where He was supposed to be testifying in a major case. Maybe some of you all know what case that is. So you could look at it as, I know that people want to say that, like I said, it's conspiracy, this, and the third, but the whole thing is higher power was doing that for Quan, because Quan is actually a good guy. Okay? So not only would he have not wanted to testify, okay, they wouldn't have wanted him to be locked up. They wouldn't have wanted to put him in a vulnerable position. They wouldn't have wanted him to have that kind of stress, that kind of worry, that kind of anxiety. Because what if I get on the stand and I really tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God? Then I'm a rat. Right? Okay. What if I get on the stand and lie? What if, what happens? They didn't want to do that. Like I said, the blessing in all of this is that Quan left this earth. Okay? He left this earthly, his physical vessel. Okay? He left his physical body with his name still intact and being that guy. To his partner, to his mate, I genuinely feel like the love was there. And I genuinely feel like his loyalty was to her. Staying with her, being with her, whatever the case. Okay? Because if that was the case, he wouldn't have been with her. It's like if I'm going to be with somebody, I'm going to be with her. Okay? But I feel like in his defense of being a 34-year-old man, he wasn't married. He wasn't married to his long-time girlfriend. And I feel like what's understood doesn't have to be explained. But the love was there. Okay? So the whole thing of this is, it was more important for the people who rock with him on the other side or in the spiritual realm, and the ones that have his back, his ancestors. It was more important to them that he passed away, because he was done here anyway. He could have done more, but with the legalities and things like that could have been upcoming, and all the different things that he could have been, he could have been running right into disaster up ahead. And before that happened, they wouldn't allow it. So he left here early. He could have definitely lived longer, but they definitely used his vice against him. Or so it looks. Okay? Because I feel like that was something that was really done for him. And it depends on how you look at it. Everybody doesn't look at everything the same, but if I were 34 years old, not wanting to necessarily, not ready for marriage still, although I've been with somebody on and off for years, and I'm still not ready to commit fully. I don't want to do the grown man thing yet. And I don't have anything else to prove musically. I'm just kind of, set, really. I feel like life just kind of, so I feel like it's just one of those things. Before he got too bored and got himself into trouble, or before he can make it to that stand, you could say that it was people trying to take him out, to take him from the stand, like I said, or you could say that his ancestors said, hell no. we won't go. Our baby's gonna pass away with a good name. Okay? And that's exactly what happened. So all of the other stuff that you may see floating around the web, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Okay? It won't hold any weight. Nothing outside of his overdose or whatever the case may be will. Just be prepared to not find any rhyme or reason behind it. Okay? Because he wasn't a junkie. Okay? Obviously. I mean, he was still actively doing shows. He hadn't fell off. He ain't around here staying in a box like this, being found at houses, and that man passed away in his own home. Yep. High. I mean, usually when you high, you don't feel any pain and it feels good. I mean, so his death, no matter how sad it is something to celebrate. Okay? He wants to be celebrated. He wants to be celebrated. He doesn't want anybody sad. Nobody should be sad. He's happy. He's happy. He genuinely is like really happy. He's happy to be free. Okay? He was bound. He's happy to be free. He's happy to be, of course, leaving family behind, children, his love, okay, his girlfriend. He's sad to leave everybody behind, but he's happy because he's free. Okay? He's free. So anyway, enough of that, okay? I am going to use this in the Shadows Oracle deck and see if there's anything that he would like to say, okay? So if you were interested in that, we're gonna see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, he's happy. So don't let the internet fool you or put anything in your mind. He is in a very good space. He's in a very good space. Okay, he wants to be celebrated. Play his music. Okay, so we always say, oh, I'm starting to feel the emotion. It's coming, okay? But we always say, you know how when tragedy strikes, we'll do more hooting and hollering for those who are tragically pass away. This is my point that I'm making. Okay? He wasn't brutally murdered just walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? Which says a lot. He was highly favored in the spiritual realm. Okay? They love him a lot. Like, they love him so much they took him. And I know that may be hard to believe, because it's like, why would they? What? You're not? Yes. They took him. It was time for him to go. Okay? Because things were going to get ugly up ahead. And you never know what somebody is going through behind closed doors, and what they don't say to the web, and the private conversations that they have in their four walls of their house. You never know. They took him. Like I said, he wasn't begging to die, but usually addictions, I don't even want to call it addictions. Like I said, when I say addicts, or it's levels to everything. It's levels to everything. And that's a whole nother conversation. But usually when we get high or we have a drink, to get a buzz. And it's not just a casual, it's an escape. So you never know what someone is going through. And the cries out that they never make. The things they never speak publicly. You never really know what they're going through inside. So keep that in your inside. You know how they say be kind to the next person. You never know what they're going through. That's the same for him. And the way he's held his composure and the morals that he has. You see, like, if it takes you to die first for people to generate your picture and say what you mean to them, that says a lot too. If anything, it makes the people who are alleging him to be cheating with them or whatever, it says something about the people posting the pictures. Okay? Kind of reminds me of something else that I've mentioned in one of the other X-File episodes. Okay? But yeah, like it says something about the women, not him. You see what I'm saying? Don't bring that around my front door and my house and my lady. I'm gonna put it in your phone. We can put it in your phone though. We can take the picture now. But you know better. But like I said, it makes them look away and not him. A man gonna be a man, says the old head ladies, okay? A man gonna be a man, okay? They got something else to say too, but they ain't gonna say it on here, okay? But favor is why he's not here. And he's happy. And the heavens are happy and rejoicing. And he wants to be celebrated. I didn't finish my thought. He like, get that out, Amethyst, come on. Okay, I'm going to say it. Okay. He says, say his name. Okay. He wasn't brutally murdered on the streets by law enforcement. But he says, say his name. Okay. He wants to be celebrated. Okay. I know that's right. Play his music up loud. Okay. That's all he wants. He don't want you to cry over him. Don't cry over me. He happy. He love it. Okay. Anything you want to say, Quan? Any last words that you would like to say to your fans, to your family, to those who love you, to those who are inspired by you, who got something from you at any point in time? Let's see. I can still see you standing there. Okay? So that's for somebody. I can still see you standing there. But whoever it's for, you're going to have to get that. I hope you're happy for me. And I just said that. He wants someone to rejoice him. Rejoice. This is a time to be happy. I hope you're happy for me. Okay? All right. So he's in a better place. And what was coming up ahead, he dodged a major bullet. Okay? He dodged a bullet. You don't have to believe it, but it's true. Okay? I never want to feel that way again. Aww. I never want to feel that way again. What did you want from me? Oh. In that moment, I didn't care. Oh my. I don't want to, like I said, we're not going to focus on the ultimatums. Okay. What else? Anything else? Oh, wow. Anything else? Like I said, this is more of like a escape. Your body language says so much. Oh my. I pretend that I don't care. Oh my goodness. So once again, all of what I said, okay, about him going through some things internally and him not voicing every single thing and him also being able to read body language, like this would be like one of those things where, you know how a person, like if you're in a relationship or something like that, and you could ask a person like, are you happy with me? Are we happy? Not saying that anything about his relationship, but I'm just saying anybody's body language. Like it could be a friend, you know, and they feel some kind of way towards you. You could just feel it. So he could have been an empath as well. I mean, definitely he was musically inclined. Yeah, because I mean, he's more of a, I mean, he definitely make us feel a kind of way. Sorry. Stay focused. Okay, so yeah, but it's something like that. Like, I feel like he could read people, you know? And I feel like he wanted, this is like one of those things where I feel like he wanted somebody to read him back. Does that make sense? Like I said, if you're spiritual, you'll get it. An empath knows what I mean, for sure. But you want somebody who just gets it. They speak your kind of language. It's like words unspoken. Yeah, like I could read your mind. I could read your body. Yeah, the way you respond. Like I know how if you're really mad or not. Are you mad? No. Yeah, like it's one of those things, okay? So I feel like it was a lot that was left unsaid as well that he didn't say. He just wanted somebody to get it. You know what I'm saying? You can't come with me. Yeah. You remember when I said what's understood doesn't have to be explained? That's what he's saying. It feels like he was a man of few words. Okay? And he was a man, well, he actually had a lot of words. I mean, has a huge catalog. But anyway, but when it comes down to his values, his morals, his integrity, it's certain things that he wouldn't do because he knew he wouldn't uphold. Like, he's an energy that's like, not to be any kind of way, because I don't want this to be the focus, but I have to say what's on my heart, and it keeps coming up. And I have to say it on my heart because, like I said, you got the people generating the pictures, and you know, people coming forward. Like, I had a spot in his heart. I had a spot in his heart. I had a spot in his heart. He wasn't married. He wasn't married. Yes, he was in a long-term relationship. You know, but like I said, we don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. But he's just basically saying everything that I did or did not do was for a good reason. Okay? So even if that's something with like a message to his girlfriend who would know his imperfections. Because I promise you, baby, if you got somebody where you know they may be doing a little something outside, you know it. You know it. You know it. Okay? And this wasn't just regular old Joe from down the street. Okay? This rich homie, baby. You know, if you with that guy, you know what I'm saying? You know he big on on the morals and the respect and the this and that. If I can't give you a good wholesome husband, I don't want to give you one. So always know that people stay because they want to. And people don't leave because they don't want to either. Okay? So that'll be something just for those two to understand and to get. And like I said, the ones with the pictures and generating all the stories and all of that from being on the side, it's just a sad case. Sorry. It's just a sad case. Because like I said, something like that could have went on. Something could have been coming up in the future to where, you know, he might have been running into one that wouldn't have waited until after his death to come up with, to generate this and that and this and that. And who knows? But at the time of his death, he had a good name. Okay? It was nothing set in stone, written on paper that could say anything other than him being who he was, outside of the minor BS. Okay? This isn't like I'm charged with this, that, and the third that everybody know I did, and I just paid to get off. It's not like that kind of conspiracy. Okay, a little drug charge here and now, this and third, a little gossip, little this and third, word on the curb is type of stuff. No, it ain't that. Okay, so they can't play with his name too much. People can't play with his name too much. So for those who do respect him and love him and care for him and appreciated his music, okay, real fans, real supporters, real family, real loved ones, to his long-term girlfriend as well, his father, the ones he always mentioned, okay, those who really love and appreciate him, he's good. And everything that he did or did not do was for good reason. It was time for his soul to fly. There was nothing else for him to do in his body, in his vessel. Things were going to get ugly. All right? And just be happy it didn't get worse. This says, I don't know how to let you go. Okay? This says, I do wish you well. And this says, I hope you're happy. Aww. And the card we already pulled, I hope you're happy for me. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. So grieve him, release him, celebrate him, and be happy that it's over. He's happy that it's over. Okay? All right. So that has been this episode of X-Files with Amethyst Rose. I know it's a little different, but there's nothing to investigate. It was divine intervention. Okay? But if you like this, if you understand this video, if you get the message that the ancestors and Quan were getting through, definitely give me a thumbs up. Share with a friend if you feel like they'll take something from this as well. Or if you're having any other problems grieving someone of your own in your own family, okay, when they pass over, and maybe you're having a hard time getting over it and letting them go. Coming out of the physical vessel, sometimes it hurts. It may hurt you, but we gotta not be so selfish, and we have to think about them as well. Okay. This man left behind enough to feed his family. He's good to go. Everybody's good. Okay. The kids are good. Everybody's good. All right. So let's celebrate this man and wish him well on his journey. And that's it. Okay. But I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Okay. Bye.